Good morning. I am Carl Thielking, the very proud principal of Pittsford Mendon High School and the Master of Ceremonies this morning. It is with great pleasure that I welcome you to the commencement exercises of the Pittsford Mendon High School class of 2018. Again, I ask that everyone remain standing through both the Pledge of Allegiance and the singing of the National Anthem that will immediately follow. At this time, I call upon Matthew Powers, President of the All-School Student Council, to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I now call upon the concert choir seniors to sing the National Anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
You may be seated. Welcome again to our commencement exercises. On behalf of our entire Mendon High School staff, we are thrilled to be part of the excitement and celebration surrounding the graduation of these young men and women. It is now my great pleasure to introduce honored guests and faculty who are with us this morning. Would everyone please hold your applause until all have been recognized. Joining me on the platform, starting on my right, are Mr. Michael Pirro, Superintendent of Schools, Mrs. Amy Thomas, President of the Board of Education, Mrs. Kim McCluskey, Vice President of the Board of Education, and the following members of the Board of Education: Mrs. Irene Noratsky, and continuing in the second row, Mr. Peter Sullivan, Mrs. Valerie Baum, and Mrs. Renee Sanchez-Kazakis. And in the first row on my left, Mrs. Kelly Zelke, Assistant Principal, Mrs. Laura Hefner, Assistant Principal, Mrs. Melanie Ward, Assistant Superintendent for Instruction, and then, beginning in the second row, Mr. Bruce Peachy, delivering the faculty address, Mrs. Elizabeth Woods, Director of Special Education, and Mr. Michael Leone, Assistant Superintendent for Human Resources. How about a warm welcome for our dignitaries? Joining us as well this morning are representatives of our exceptional staff. Their hard work and dedication has been fundamental to the success of our graduates. Would the following faculty members participating in today's ceremony please stand as I call your name? And would the audience again please hold your applause until all are recognized. Mr. Vincent DiGiacomo, Counseling. Ms. Anna Drabrinsky, Social Studies. Mr. Eric Dameros, Counseling. Mrs. Paula Fink, Learning Specialist. Mr. Aaron Fromm, Technology. Mr. David John, Mendon Elementary. Mrs. Kelly Jordan, Music. Mr. Thomas Kennel, Science. Mr. David Larson, Social Studies. Mr. Paul Maguda, Music. Mrs. Letitia Romas, Business. I'm used to calling you Tish. Mrs. Michelle Sleminski, Science. How about a big round of applause for our faculty? It is now my pleasure to call upon Superintendent Pirro to share his greetings.
Good morning. For nearly 2 decades of outstanding leadership at Mendon High School, I ask that we just begin with joining me in congratulating Carl Thiel-King on his retirement. Thank you, Carl. Seniors, I'd like to begin by saying how proud I am of each and every one of you. You have worked very hard throughout your career as a student, and this hard work is what has brought you here today. Today, you graduate from one of the best high schools in the nation. Without question, you are prepared to move on to the next exciting chapter in your life. As each of you know, not every day at school was easy, and at times you received support from others. I'd like to take a moment to thank those that have supported you over those years. To the parents, family members, and close friends that are here with us today, I thank you for your wisdom, patience, and all of the love that you've shared with your graduate. I thank you for all the sacrifices you've made over time. And to the teachers and staff, I thank you for your focus on not just the academics, but your focus on the entire student. You served as a coach, a cheerleader, a counselor, and a role model, all of that while finding that careful balance between nurture and accountability. You should take great satisfaction knowing that you prepared these graduates to be successful with anything they choose to do beyond today. I'd also like to thank our Board of Education and our community for deeply supporting and valuing the importance of education. You have set your expectations for this district high, and you remain steadfast in making every decision based on providing our students the best experiences possible. And finally, to our graduates, I want to thank you for making us all so proud on a very regular basis. This is actually a very special class, and when I talk to your staff and other people that are up here, you've been amazing since you've been together in elementary school. You are remarkable. Mark Twain once wrote that the 2 most important days in your life are the day you're born and the day you find out why. And I certainly agree with this quote, but I also think that today would probably be a close third. As I think about your graduation, I think about how few times in life you truly get a fresh start and a chance to literally do anything you set your mind to. Today you get a chance to begin the process of making your mark, starting from scratch if you choose. As of today, each of you has a clean slate and the opportunity to shape your life as you see fit. You should feel a great sense of empowerment knowing this. My guess is that some of you absolutely know what you want to do with your life, and you have your career and your major already figured out, and others not so much. There are more than likely mixed feelings with all of you, ranging from excitement to fear and many emotions in between, and my guess is many of the parents are probably feeling the same. But know this, regardless of the certainty of your next steps or how you are feeling right now sitting in this seat, I promise you'll be fine. You'll absolutely be more than fine. You are prepared to move on. My message to you today is really simple. Please take advantage of this clean slate that you have right now and know that you have full control of your future. Learn from your mistakes and apply all the life lessons that you've experienced to date, both at Mendon, before Mendon, and outside of school. And in addition to looking at the lessons that you've learned, think about all the new people that you're going to meet in the near future, if it's in the workforce or the military, college, or elsewhere. And remember that you only have one chance at making a first impression. As you start building on this clean slate that you have, think about the impression you want to give others of yourself. Challenge yourself to build a reputation for yourself that reflects the best you. Along that same thought, I ask that you really try hard to be yourself. Ralph Waldo Emerson was quoted as saying, "To be yourself in a world that is constantly trying to make you something else is life's greatest accomplishment." Be comfortable in your own skin. Be proud of who you are. Leaving high school is absolutely a transformative process. And if you selected a persona that wasn't your true self in high school, change it. This is a time to be the person that you want to be. This is a time for you to find who you are and be yourself. I am excited for your futures, and each one of you should be excited as well. There is nothing you can't do. There is nothing you can't become. And remember that if you struggle along the way or face an obstacle, reach out to the same people that have helped you to date, which certainly includes everyone that's in this auditorium today. Also, please know that you have a home in Pittsford schools. Come back and visit, as you will always remain part of our family forever. I wish all of you the very best of luck in your future endeavors. I am so proud of you. A very sincere and deserved congratulations. Thank you.
Our honor graduates vote for one student from their own ranks to speak at graduation. It is therefore my great pleasure to call upon Matthew Powers, who will be speaking on behalf of the honor graduates.
Hi. Good morning, family, friends, the school board, Mr. Piro, Mr. Thielking, and other dignitaries. My name is Matt Powers. I'm grateful to be speaking to Pittsford Mendon's class of 2018 as the honor graduate speaker. About a month ago, it was any casual Sunday. I was in a rush to get to lacrosse practice from my friend's house. I got in my car, put on my seatbelt, turned on my Spotify, and I put my car in reverse. As I began to accelerate, I heard a loud thud come from behind me. I had backed into someone's car. Now you all are probably wondering, well, did he have a backup camera? I hate to admit this, but I did. Your next question is most likely, how did this kid get elected honor grad speaker? My answer for that is, I don't really know. I knew I'd have to break the news to my parents, so I decided to save it for an in-person conversation once I got home from practice. As I arrived home, I immediately told them. After describing the incident, my dad's first words were, "Don't take things too fast. You have to slow down." Now, I know he meant this in terms of my driving, and I'm pretty sure it's all he meant with it, but those words he said stuck with me. I realized they had a deeper meaning. Time really does fly, and we can't take the time we share with our family and friends for granted, especially as we all go on with our lives. It feels like yesterday we were elementary school kids caught up in the worlds of silly bands and bakugans. One vivid memory I still have from elementary school is going to Seabreeze with my 5th grade class at the end of the year. Throughout elementary school, this was the golden end of the year celebration, at least for me. Cruising around the whirlwind and screaming at the top of my lungs in the tunnel on the Jackrabbit are things I'll never be able to let go. For such random memories throughout my childhood, why those? As I thought about it, I realized it was in those moments everything slowed down and time was frozen. Laughing and hanging with my friends was my only focus, and nothing else mattered. I slowed down to appreciate the moment I was in. And now I want you all to reflect on your childhood. What memories will you always remember? The first that come to mind are most likely the ones where you slowed down to enjoy the moment. As we move on and enjoy our last moments as high school students, at what times are you going to slow down to take it all in? Is it the last time you're all together with your friends before you all go off? Or could it be today, when it will be the last time we are all together as a class? For some of us, this could be the last time we ever see each other as we go on our way into our adult lives. What we're left with is the relationships and memories we have made with one another. People aren't going to remember every word you said to them. What they're going to remember is how you made them feel. By not slowing down in life, we are hindering our ability to make deep connections with those around us. I am a huge fan of the show The Office, and a quote from the finale rings true to me that I thought I'd share. In the finale, Andy Bernard tells the camera, "I wish there was a way to know you're in the good old days before you've actually left them." Now, this quote doesn't just have to be applied to high school, but to our lives moving forward. As we embark on the next chapter of our lives, we are going to be leaving those who we care about the most. So remember to not take things too fast and to slow down. Now, if you realize you let high school pass you by and didn't slow down to appreciate the little things, I have some good news for you. We have the rest of our lives to make up for that. Let the mistakes you make now make you a better person for later. Nobody is perfect, and we all will meet some bumps in the road, like backing into a car. What we take from our experiences and finding the silver lining in things is how we'll be able to grow and start to take things slowly. Whether it's your first day on campus or your first day at a job, stop and look around you to take it all in. It's in those moments that you will be able to create memories that you'll cherish for the rest of your life. As I speak before you all today, I'm humbled and honored. Our class is filled with a group of students who excel in things they are passionate about, whether it's sports, instruments, robotics, musicals, or artwork. Throughout my time with you all, I have been impressed and surprised by the achievements we have made individually and collectively. From when we walked into the gym for the first time all together at orientation to today, sitting in our caps and gowns, I believe we have all grown into independent young adults who are ready to take on the world. Congratulations to you all. We have all worked hard to get here, and it's time to celebrate our accomplishments. But always remember to slow down and not take things too fast. Thank you.
It is now my pleasure to call upon the Mendon Concert Choir, who will be performing "You Will Be Found," under the direction of Ms. Kelly Jordan.
Have you ever felt like nobody was there? Have you ever felt forgotten in the middle of nowhere? Have you ever felt like you could disappear? Like you could fall and no one would hear? So
Richard Benjamin, President of the senior class, who will share reflections on behalf of the class.
In 6th grade, I wanted to be a minister. And then I wanted to be a politician. And now I'm thinking about becoming a lawyer. Now, basically, the only thing that connects those three occupations is that they all speak to very large groups of people. Yet somehow I was still nervous to deliver this speech. So I went to my most trusted advisor, my mother. And I said, "Mom, I don't really know what to say, but I kind of want to make it funny." She said, "Oh, that's a great idea. Do you know anyone funny?" Thanks, Mom. So with that ringing endorsement, here goes nothing. Good morning, parents, faculty, teachers, and most importantly, the class of 2018. We made it. Here we find ourselves gathered together for the last time. No more senior tailgates, last first days or last days. No more banquets, no more Rainbow Classics, no more wildly successful senior class trips to Darien Lake. No more class of 2018 pictures where we try to stand in an 18, but really only succeed in making a glob. No more future days at elementary schools. No more American Mondays, tropical Tuesdays. Well, except for Colby, because that's all he wears. But instead of focusing on the many lasts we experienced together, I think it's appropriate to remember the first time we were together. Imagine with me for a moment that fateful day our schools combined, when old field day rivalries made way for new social anxieties. 6th grade was a lot. Who's cool? And more importantly, who's not? Am I on the hot list? Who made the hot list? Can I ever be friends with a kid from Mendon Center? Questions like these kept us up at night. On that first year tension, we were all scared, nervous, and excited. Excited to see new people and make new friends, and for the first time choose a class on our very own personal schedule. So, with our hearts beating fast and silly bands cutting off our circulation, not a good combination. We walked into Barker Road Middle School, scared, nervous, but excited. Now sure, there were some things we weren't always prepared for. Hexagonal-shaped pizzas that tasted like cardboard, getting lost in the labyrinth that is Barker Road, and all too risque fun nights, chaperoned, of course. But as we grew together, we became more and more comfortable with Barker Road. And then all too suddenly, we were hit with a wall of 9th grade orientation. We put on our best Abercrombie & Fitch polos, drenched ourselves in Axe body spray, dove headfirst into our favorite bottle of hair gel. We were ready. So we marched into Mendon High School with legions of other freshmen. Like a school of fish, we wandered the halls for the first time, slowing down and annoying everyone else around us. So ever since that rocky and confusing start, we've made it through the years together. We've gotten close to one another. Our class culture has evolved from middle school insecurity, the absolute chaos and confusion of freshman year, to a place of balance. We've grown so accustomed to each other, we know nearly everything there is to know about this class. We all remember specific memories, moments, and impressions from each of the years we were together. That in itself is pretty mind-blowing. 250 stories multiplied by 250 kids, multiplied by 7 years, leaves us with nearly 500,000 specific moments. Moments that make up this year's consciousness. This tangled web of experience leaves us with a truly unique identity. We have to remember that we're all part of that identity. And because of this shared identity, we must remember how extraordinarily similar we all are, despite our best efforts to deny it. Through our time here, we've been told to differentiate ourselves from our peers, all to impress elite colleges. In college, we will be told to separate ourselves to impress recruiters, and when those recruiters get us that job, we will be told to separate from our peers to get that next perfect position. We have had all 7 years to differentiate ourselves, and we will have the rest of our life as well. But right now, we take this moment to take a break from self-advocacy, to take a break from endless competition, and recognize that we are all members of the class of 2018. We take this moment to look back at the web we wove and the silk tapestry we leave behind. When we look back, we're the only ones that will remember how scared and nervous we were when it was made. Everyone after will only feel excitement. So with new changes and unfamiliar places just around the corner, we find ourselves in a very familiar situation. We leave Mendon just as we entered it, scared, nervous, but excited. Thank you.
As is our tradition, the senior class has selected one of their teachers to bid them a final farewell. It is now my pleasure to call upon Mr. Bruce Peachy, who will deliver the faculty address.
Go. Go in peace. Go with love. Go swiftly. Go proudly, but go. Find your path and go. Or perhaps your path will find you. This morning, we do not celebrate your arrival at some destination. Instead, we celebrate the beginning of the next phase of your journey. In truth, we celebrate your readiness to begin that phase now that you've completed your high school studies. You are the class of 2018. 100 years ago, in 1918, German physicist Max Planck was awarded the Nobel Prize for Physics for, and I quote from the presentation speech given at his award ceremony, his work on the establishment and development of the theory of elementary quanta. More than 40 years earlier, a Munich physics professor had advised Planck against going into physics, saying, "In this field, almost everything is already discovered, and all that remains is to fill a few holes." But Planck wanted to understand the known fundamentals of the field, so he ignored this advice. He would go on to provide what is considered to be the birth of quantum physics. This is one example from 100 years ago of a result of diligently following a path of study. An accomplishment? Yes. An endpoint? No. A beginning. Always a beginning. You have been in a formal educational system for the past 13 years. For many of you, that time has been entirely spent in the caring grasp of the Pittsford Central School District. You have flourished in this system and enjoyed a coordinated and integrated program of education. As a result, you have become the partially educated individuals you are today. You have followed a path that has been prescribed for you by others. As you progressed, more and more freedom was given to you to make your own choices and to adjust your own path, making it a unique one that fit you well, or at least seemed to fit you. You were allowed to make good decisions for yourself and to learn from poor ones. The system was put in place for your benefit by the hard work and thoughtful contribution of many others. It allowed you to follow a path that was guided and controlled, but that gradually became more customized to your own needs and desires. Each of you will someday find yourself in a position where you will have the opportunity, perhaps even the obligation, to shape the paths of others. Your decisions will be guided in large part by the experience you had right here, where your path was guided by the passionate work of those who had come before you. About 30 years ago, at an alumni dinner for my college fraternity, the keynote speaker told a story of two travelers on horseback who were on a long journey. After traveling all day, they came one evening to a wide stream. They were weary and thirsty and hungry. They decided they would cross the stream and make camp for the night on the other side. As they approached the bank, they heard a voice. They could not identify its origin or even be sure it was real, but each man heard the same thing. The voice commanded them to get down off their horses and to pick up the stones that lay along the edge of the stream. Do this, the voice promised, and in the morning you will be both happy and sad. This made little sense to the travelers, but they saw no harm in it, so each man obeyed, picking up a number of the small stones and placing them into his pocket. They crossed the stream, made their camp, and slept soundly that night after a good meal. In the morning, they remembered the voice. Each man thrust his hand into his pocket, wondering how these simple stones were going to make him happy and sad. To the surprise of the travelers, the stones had transformed into precious gems in the night, and each man suddenly realized that the mysterious promise had been fulfilled. He was happy to have the gems, but sad because he hadn't picked up more stones. Continue your education. Each of us is a lifelong learner, whether or not we intend to be. Collect knowledge in its raw form. Collect it in large quantities. Put it into your brain. Mull it over. Connect it with what you already know. Study it. Work with it. Polish it. Create your own gems. Learn. Always continue to learn. I want to read you a poem. It was written by Will Allen Drumgoole as part of a short novel in 1898. This poem is one of my favorites, and it has been displayed in my classroom for most of my 20 years here in Pittsford. It comes from a novel called Rare Old Chums. The story is of a young girl and her aging father. The father wants to do something for his daughter that she finds wonderful, and she imagines this song in her head. She calls it Building the Bridge. An old man going a lone highway came at the evening, cold and gray, to a chasm vast and deep and wide, through which was flowing a sullen tide. The old man crossed in the twilight dim. The sullen stream had no fears for him, but he turned when safe on the other side and built a bridge to span the tide. "Old man," said a fellow pilgrim near, "you are wasting strength with building here. Your journey will end with the ending day. You never again must pass this way. You have crossed the chasm deep and wide. Why build you the bridge at the eventide?" The builder lifted his old gray head. "Good friend, in the path I have come," he said, "there followeth after me today a youth whose feet must pass this way. This chasm that has been naught to me, to that fair-haired youth may a pitfall be. He too must cross in the twilight dim. Good friend, I am building the bridge for him." You have all traveled a path on your journey through life. Along the way, sometimes in unexpected places and in unexpected ways, you have found a hand extended in your direction, willing to help you along. Walt Frazier, the great basketball player, quotes his father as saying, "Never look down on a man unless you're helping him to get up." My friends, go on to your next journey. Follow your path. Remember that there are those ahead preparing the way for you. Reach out to them to look for some help getting up. Gather what you can along the way. You never know what rough thing now might prove to be a gem in the future. After you've traveled for a while, begin to think about who might be coming along behind you. Perhaps you can help to prepare the way for others. Leave some gems but don't disguise them too well. Reach out a hand. Build a bridge. Class of 2018, go in peace, go with love.
I now have the tremendous honor of presenting the Pittsford Mendon High School graduating class of 2018. Whether in school or in the community at large, these students have been recognized for a vast number of exceptional accomplishments. Let's take a few moments to review just some of the wonderful accomplishments of the class of 2018. And as we do, it is important now to reflect upon the cumulative significance of what has been achieved by this group of young men and women. In service to the community, members of this senior class provided leadership in supporting charities and the community at large in a wide variety of ways. Just a few examples include the following. Senior members of the Student Council organized a variety of activities, including a food drive collecting over 2,000 food items for the Pittsford Food Cupboard, a winter coat drive collected nearly 400 coats to assist children in school number 8 in the city. And in response to the hurricane devastation in Puerto Rico, hundreds of relief items were collected, including bottled water, baby provisions, and other sanitary products. The Art Club senior leadership engaged our school in a pumpkin painting activity for distribution to the Pittsford Senior Center. Led by seniors, our Diversity Club teamed up with several other schools in the district to participate again in the Treats for Troops post-Halloween candy drive, collecting 400 pounds of treats that were sent to our troops serving abroad. In addition, they organized an origami crane-making event for the Peace Memorial in Hiroshima, Japan. 5 seniors in our Link Crew program volunteered their time after school on Tuesdays throughout the year in order to visit 3rd through 5th grade students at Thornell Elementary School, serving as buddies, working to develop social skills. Our senior members of the National Honor Society participated in various activities focused on helping the greater Rochester and Pittsford communities, including participation in the Polar Plunge fundraiser to support the Special Olympics. With senior leadership, the Mendon Interact Club volunteered for more than 40 community service activities this year, including the town of Pittsford's Halloween Fest, Father-Daughter Sweetheart Dance, and the Paddle and Pour Festival. Greeting veterans at the airport as they returned from honor flight missions 55, 56, and 59. The Special Olympics Polar Plunge, the New York State Winter Games, as well as the fall and spring cleanups of the Erie Canal Walking Path and Lock 62 Park. Mendon senior athletes were also engaged in a large number of team-sponsored community service and philanthropic activities supporting local and national organizations, including the Fall and Spring Senior Citizen Yard Cleanup Project, the Pittsford Food Cupboard, Jeff Bolano Johnson Fund, Ronald McDonald House, EROC 8 Fund, Coaches vs. Cancer, American Cancer Society, American Diabetes Society, Breast Cancer Coalition, and athletes participated in visits to the Golisano Children's Hospital. Again, this year, with tremendous leadership from seniors, and as part of the annual Rainbow Classic basketball game, $30,000 was raised for the Golisano Children's Hospital in memory of Pittsford's own Caitlin Paisley and Ryan McCluskey. As a very personal commitment to the greater good and in service to the entire nation, 2 of these seniors have committed to an Army ROTC scholarship and another to an Air Force ROTC scholarship, leading to each becoming a commissioned officer. Perhaps, if there is a distinguishing characteristic that speaks most broadly for this group of seniors, it might be in the realm of personal voluntary service to the community. Even though community service is not required of our students, nonetheless, 71% of these seniors have documented community service hours. 112 of them each personally logged at least 75 hours of community service, and in testament to the collective commitment to the greater good, this senior class has documented a total of 21,537 hours of service to others. Now, in the realm of student life and activities, members of the class of 2018 led activities that added value and honor to our school. Just a few examples would include senior members of the All-School Student Council organizing entertaining and creative pep rallies in the fall, winter, and spring seasons, and continuing our newest tradition of a bonfire event during homecoming. Seniors in the National Honor Society supported, planned, and sponsored many successful school events by, for example, acting as the honor guard for graduation last year, supporting students trying to find the correct room at open house, hosting a Halloween party event for the children of our staff members, and providing an important tutoring program supporting their fellow students. 30 seniors were trained as Link Crew leaders as part of our Link Crew program, acted to plan and implement our highly successful freshman orientation and various other transition activities. This program has incredibly clear and recognizable impact in helping our youngest students to feel safe, supported, and confident in the new environment of high school. Through this program and its impact on our newest members of the Mendon community, these seniors have helped to build the foundation for the future success of our students and our school. With senior leadership, the Animation Club conducted a character design contest promoting creativity and enjoyment for their peers. Seniors and Diversity Club organized a welcome event for our Danish exchange student and participated in the 8th Annual Global Citizenship Conference at Nazareth College. Seniors and other students in the Rock to Change organization participated in regional summits on race and collaborated to develop action plans for the high school. With leadership from seniors, our Rock Kids Connect organization engaged in a full year partnership with Puck Achieve Charter School in Rochester, partnering students from MHS with middle school students in the city to engage together in dynamic learning opportunities and fun events. 14 seniors participated in DECA Club, which sent teams to compete in the regional, state, and international level events. 11 of these seniors won the right to compete at the state level, all becoming top 10 finalists in their events. 4 of these seniors qualified to represent New York State in the International Career Development Conference in Atlanta, where one rose to the level of a top 25 finalist in the world. In the extracurricular area of drama and theater, seniors led the way, both on the stage and behind the scenes, with 3 productions. This winter, the cast, musicians, and backstage crew provided a marvelous performance of the Broadway hit Sister Act, receiving rave reviews from the audience. This spring, the Drama Club also produced a classic Neil Simon comedy play, Rumors, leaving the audiences laughing and smiling right to the end. In addition, the Downtown Jiva Theater organization selected our Mendon High School Drama Club for a special opportunity. Working with Jiva professional staff and actors collaboratively, our own student actors and backstage crew presented a one-night performance on the Jiva stage of The Diary of Anne Frank. They packed the house and performed at a level that I would call professional, receiving a standing ovation. In athletics, leadership of this group of seniors led to so many accomplishments. In total, across the athletic program, teams in 13 different sports achieved Monroe County Division or county-wide championships. 11 teams were ultimately sectional champions, 7 of which went on to compete in the state championships, and 3 of these teams ended the season as New York State champions. In addition, 27 of our varsity teams that had Mendon students participating were selected for special recognition as New York State Scholar Athletic teams. In fact, as we ended this year, that meant that 92% of all Pittsford varsity athletic teams received this recognition, as compared to just 14% out of all of the varsity teams in the state. Individual athletic accomplishments included 36 who attained first team all-county selection, 4 Monroe County Players of the Year, 9 Section 5 individual champions, 13 all Greater Rochester athletes, 2 became individual state champions, 11 seniors attained the status of all-state selection, and further demonstrating the real meaning of the term student athlete, 9 of these seniors were also recognized nationally as academic All-Americans. Now, speaking of academics, again, the class of 2018 has so much to be proud of. In the discipline of music, the following are just a few examples of their many accomplishments. 2 seniors performed in the Rochester Philharmonic Orchestra Pops Honors Holiday Concert. 1 was the winner of the Rochester Philharmonic Youth Orchestra Concerto Competition. 1 performed with the Eastman Jazz Youth Orchestra as a featured soloist. 2 received Tri-M Honors and Distinction at the Eastman School of Music. 8 seniors were selected to All-County Music Festival. 6 were selected to the Area All-State Festival. And 6 more were selected out of 9,000 students auditioned from across the state of New York to perform in the highly selective Conference All-State Concert. 1 senior was selected for the prestigious level of All-National Orchestra, and seniors led the way as our wind ensemble earned gold at this year's state festival, performing a piece rated at the highest level of difficulty. In the area of visual arts, seniors exhibited works in various local shows, including 1 senior at the RIT Invitational High School Show, 2 seniors as part of the Shared Spaces show at Nazareth College, and seniors led the way in this year's amazing end-of-the-year final arts show, filling the gym with creative works of art in multiple forms. In addition, 6 seniors participating in the regional scholastic art competition walked away with 11 awards collectively, including 4 gold keys, and those 4 works of art went on to the national level of the competition. Various other academic accomplishments include the following examples. Through our participation in the national language exams this year and competing at the highest level of challenge, 2 seniors earned a National Bronze Award in French. 2 seniors earned national recognition in Spanish with the Honor Award, and 1 senior attained the Silver Award. And in Latin, 1 senior earned Magna Cum Laude Award in Level 4, while 3 more seniors earned the Cum Laude Award in the highest level, 5. 4 seniors were recognized as Urban League Black Scholars. 6 seniors were inducted into the New York State Business and Marketing Honor Society. 114 seniors were inducted into the National Honor Society based on criteria related to leadership, service, character, and scholarship. Competing in the RIT-sponsored Pre-College Rochester Data Science Challenge, 2 seniors led the way as Mendon High School placed in 5 of the top 9 rankings in the competition, with first place held by one of these seniors. As part of the work in our Visual Enterprise course in business, seniors led the way in the Visual Enterprise Northeastern Regional Trade Show by earning a 3rd place award in business plan, a 3rd place award in sales flyer, and a 2nd place for their newsletter. Seniors also created a 30-second elevator pitch for their business proposal and submitted it to the National Virtual Enterprise Competition, earning its selection as being among the top 10% of all entered. By attaining a 90 or above average for their first 7 semesters of their high school career, 131 of these young men and women have attained the status of honor graduate. As part of the engineering design and development course culminating projects, 56 seniors designed and launched 3 balloons, each of which had their own mission payload and goal. All 3 payloads were recovered after launch over 100 miles away near Elmira, New York. The missions included recording video during a nighttime flight, the study of the environmental effects of microscopic water bearers in sub-zero temperatures and very little oxygen, as well as lifting a payload of toy paratroopers to an altitude of over 100,000 feet and dropping them each with a return address, one of which was found by a woman near Ithaca after floating down over 19 miles from above. In addition, as part of the multi-year project involving the goal for someday being the first high school to launch a balloon that successfully circumnavigates the world, these seniors worked with an engineer to build several student-constructed solar-powered GPS trackers. These trackers were then lifted by student-designed 7-foot-tall Mylar balloons that were all tracked as they traveled over 150 miles from Mendon. Based on PSAT scores in their sophomore year, 8 seniors achieved the distinction of National Merit Commended Scholar. 9 seniors achieved the coveted title of National Merit Finalist, and 7 of those were ultimately awarded a National Merit Scholarship. Based only on their AP scores through their junior year, 39 of these seniors were already recognized as AP Scholars. 12 additional seniors achieved the level of AP Scholar with honor. 29 more seniors achieved the level of AP Scholar with distinction. 1 was identified as the state AP Scholar recognition. 1 senior has also already achieved the highest honor of AP National Scholar. And by the end of this month, actually, this year's AP results will then be released. We will know that we will find that many more seniors will be added to all of those lists. In addition, each and every student, each and every member of this senior class was in some way a contributor to our recognition as a high-performing school academically each of the past 3 years and again this year. Whether it is U.S. News & World Report, the Washington Post, Newsweek, or the regional Buffalo Business First Journal, our ranking as one of the top-performing public high schools, both regionally and nationally, is directly related to the overall academic effort and support and success of each and every member of this group of seniors. And to top it all off, as we look to the future of these young men and women, after processing 1,603 college applications through our counseling office, these seniors have enrolled in 106 different colleges across North America, and collectively, they have been offered over 148 different college awards and scholarships with a total potential monetary value of approximately $7.5 million. So let it be clearly known that I present to you today the rightfully proud Pittsford Mendon High School class of 2018. Now, although this day is and should be all about you, our graduates, I can't ignore the fact that, as Mr. Pirro so nicely mentioned at the beginning, that with my retirement, you and I are, in a sense, graduating together. You and I are moving on to the next chapter in our lives. You and I are excited about our future and what adventures it will hold for us. At the same time, you might also be, as I most certainly am, just a little bit apprehensive about what those challenges will be in the future. Having moved a few chapters ahead of you in life, and based on a bit of just personal reflection, you should know that each chapter included some significant challenges, personal errors, and some disappointments along the way. At the same time, however, I feel blessed to be able to find evidence of having turned those challenges, errors, and disappointments into opportunities to learn and grow as a person. I also have some pride about my accomplishments that I consider most important. Please understand that although it can feel good to do things that provide yourself with recognition and advancement in some way, those were not the most important to me. You may recall, after sitting through class meetings at the beginning of each year for 4 years, you may recall my messages in which I shared my belief that grades may be important in opening doors, but in the end, it is the kind of people we are that makes the most difference in finding success and happiness. So you should not be surprised that my accomplishments, those that are of most importance to me, are not those that advanced myself, but those in which I was lucky enough to do something that impacted the lives of others in a positive way. Our school district mission ends with the clearly stated intention that our students be able to make a difference in the lives of others. Therefore, I hope for you, as I do for myself, as we all enter into our next individual chapters of life, I wish 2 things. I hope that we will have the resilience to always grow from our future challenges, errors, and disappointments. And I wish us the greatest success in the creation of accomplishments that are more about others than they are about ourselves. You have a great future ahead of you. You are the future. I have absolute confidence in your ability to make a positive difference in the lives of others. In doing so, you will truly be Mendon strong, and I will be very proud. Farewell, class. All right, it is now time to present the diplomas to our graduates. It is our tradition to distribute the diplomas in alphabetical order. As has been previously communicated to parents, professional photographers will be taking various pictures as students receive their diplomas, and the RIT videography team will be creating a video record as well. It is therefore important that everyone remain in their seats during this time so as not to interfere with both the photography and videography of our ceremony. Our board president, Mrs. Amy Thomas, and Superintendent Pirro will assist me now in the presentation of diplomas to our graduates.
Subi Abdallah. Archisha Achanti. Clarice Jane Affronti. Mimi Neelam Ahmed. Mustafa Ahmed. Alex K. Allison. Radhika Amin. Anna Christina Anderson. Michael Anderson. Hannah Emily Aresti. Rebecca Kristen Augustus. Angela Rose Austin. John W. Avery. Amy Elizabeth Azera. Tristan Gabriel Bachman. Christopher J. Baglieri. B-Rain Badwan. Martin Banghart. Garrett Barch. Mary Catherine Beal. Benjamin Liam Beldner. Joshua Belt. Richard Carson Benjamin. Katie Bernard. Jasmine Bambra. Sean Bambra. Graham Powers Beliski. Siler Russell Blakeman. Colby James Black. Carson Bolaños. Carly Ryan Brister. Catherine Broikos. Kendall Brown. Charles Benjamin Bruce. Annie Bryson. Courtney Burke. Catherine Burke. Aiden Christopher Camillo. Kayleen Canny. Jacob Wiley Caputo. Andrew Caruso. Gabriella L. Cassidy. Macy Alexander Chasman. Annie Chen. Caitlin Cheney. Catherine Grace Collins. Tamara Connor. Tyler James Corbett. Claire Cornelos. Matthew Bruce Cowie. William Arthur Cowie. Skylar J. Crane. Mary Anna Crowley. Catherine Celeste Curry. Faith Curtis. Alexa Grace Cipher. Katerina Demanda. Camille C. Darcy. Billy Dalton. Anna Grace Dawson. Harrison Deerkop. Jack Vaughn Deerkop. Marcelo Emil Degani. Hannah Denning. Alexander James Denzak. Seth James Denzak. Ishan Deshmukh. Talia Marie Despian. Sarah Dickinson. Jilliana Ding. Mark Henry Dorval. Alex Ryan Doubles. Megan Doyle. Thomas Clarence Drake. Kathleen Dunn. Amanda Eidlin. Kestrel Ann Eisenstadt. Benjamin Elliott. Chloe Erdl. Rebecca Lynn Evans. Christopher Anthony Fabrizio. Kristen Fawcett. Noah Feldman. Nicholas Antonio Ferreira. Delaney Liana Fields. Joseph Michael Fisher. Lindsay Marie Fluman. Jack Fox. Colette Frazier. Emily Isabella Frieden. Derek Jason Freed. Bianca Fruscella. Christopher Clow Firstman. Emma Galusha. Hannah Ray Gent. Catherine Teresa Gentile. Colton Gilbert. George Samuel Gines. Ava Elizabeth Giorgiani. Hannah Beth Goldberg. Madeline Rebecca Goodfriend. Thomas Cooper Griebel. Trevor Hall. Nicholas Parker Halstead. Caroline Hansen. Jonathan Brian Hart. Megan Hauer. Natalia Hilt. Caleb Martin Holfeth. Maxwell Hopfinger. Colin Horry. Evelyn Huang. Brianna Hughes. Ethan Ingram. Alana Marie Jock. Nicole Kane. Matthew D. King. Madison Klingebiel. Michael Patrick Neuer. Patrick Joseph Compare. Jania Cuppinger. Brooke Alexandra Lamar. Juliet Landy. Emily Mary LaTulip. Nathan Edward Lawler. Riley Leopold. Nathan Lynn. Abigail Ling. Raisa Liu. Joyce Liu. Jonathan Lupinetti.
Thomas Magna. Megan Marr. Timothy Mariani. Jenny Martellata. Claire Genevieve Martin. Sydney Ann McCarthy. Riley Marin McGarry. Austin McGrain. Aiden Campbell McIntosh. Aditi Mehta. Caitlin John Melcher. Nicole Marie Mendick. Claire Elizabeth Mezzapreti. Aaron Daniel Michael. Marissa Suzanne Meduno. Keaton Mensch. Keith Douglas Mummery. Ryan John Mummery. Colin Anthony Murphy. Yosef Najib. Nirel Tyrese Nelson. Lucy Newman Lipinski. Jeremy D. Wynn. Zachary J. Nicoletti. Patrick Kevin O'Brien. Luke O'Connor. Emma Suzanne Olevnik. Marcella Aline Stevens Oliver. Brennan John Owen. Jessica Ann Owlett. Sabelle Ann Palmatier. Bridget Ann Penders. Lindsay J. Penrose. Jared Petrachek. David Conrad Peterson. Hunter Allen Phillips. Elliot Poole. Jeremy Michael Post. Alexandra Taylor Pound. Matthew Spencer Powers. Grace Elizabeth Covedo. Sanjeev Venkat Raja. Kaylee Marie Reagan. Phoebe Catherine Riley. Anthony Wren. Brianna Wren. Patrick William Rebus. Jacob Ring. Calvin John Rivera. Jacob Matthew Robinson. Samuel Lee Roach. Christopher Rohr. Jack Rohr. Jack Mitchell Romanek. Ava Rancone. Magnus van Rorapa. Sarah Rosen. Macy Ruda. Morgan Elaine Rudolphs. Armin Asian Sabze. David Andrew Sacco. Paul Richard Santowski. Alexandra Hope Scarfone. Aaliyah Nicole Scarfone. Lucas Scott Schurman. Colin Schiller. Mackenzie Ray Schmidt. Ian J. Schmidt. Jacob Scotty. Jack K. Scott. Zanab Sadia Shah. Carolyn Gomez Sharp. Michael David Sherman. Michael Lawrence Sherwood. Charles Shee. Grady M. Smith. Akil Singh Sandhi. Sarah Catherine Stark. Catherine Stein. Alexis Lauren Steinberger. Peter Sun. Samantha Shahara. Riley Thomas Teepole. John Trezulu. Josh Theodoro. Jack Danforth Thornton. Timothy N. Tills. Matthew Tomasi. Zachary Travis. Hannah Faye Trumbull. Julia Van Dam. Heidi Catherine Van Voris. Patrick Allen Van Wert. Orlando Ryan Visico Knox. Sanae Lee Wade. Owen Wagner. Marquand Walker. Peter Wall. Kyle John Wallman. Mackenzie Walters. Wyatt Tang Warren. Hannah Washburn. Evan DeVogel Webster. Ryan Joseph Weiner. Bridget Ann Welch. Jack N. Whitaker. Avery Whiteley. Emily Wilborn. Harmony D. Williams. Jacob R. Wilson. Grace Marie Winfrey. Bailey Hu Wyvel. Tegan Elizabeth Wright. Michael Oliver Shea. Cameron Yanda. Mark J. Yorkie. Zachary Young. Daniel McGee Zaya. Amy Zink.
Would the class president, Richard Benjamin, and our all-school student council president, Matt Powers, please join me at the podium. Would the class of 2018 please stand? In a symbolic gesture of successful completion of the requirements for a high school diploma and having received their diploma, the class of 2018 shall now move their tassels from right to left. Please be seated. Congratulations to the class of 2018 and best wishes to you in all your future endeavors. We ask that everyone other than the graduates remain at your seats for the entire recessional and that you please refrain from engaging in conversations or posing for picture taking as graduates recess, as this would act to impede our ceremony. Upon completion of the recessional, it looks like we're doing well outside, so after that has occurred, our RIT hosts do ask that our families greet their graduates and collect outside, out on the steps or down on the grounds in front of the field house. Ladies and gentlemen, I ask you to please rise, everyone. I now present to you the graduates of Pittsford Mendon High School class of 2018.